Ken, it's Ken. Ken's on. Ken Bruce. Right. Let's turn him off a minute. We're going to be doing 3 and 10 in a second. I'm just going to get out. I've just arrived to do my hedge trimming. 3 and 10 has just started. I'm just going to pop out. He's going to be yakking for a little bit before we do our 3 and 10. Let me just get out. Right. Let's have a quick look. While Ken's talking. Right, I'm on the last bit of hedge trimming now. I've been tackling this for about a month now. Do you know, it is frustrating trying to run all the farm and do this job, because I have to come out here for a few hours and then I have to go back and do other stuff, then a few hours here. The ideal world, I'd like to just hit it all in 2 weeks and just do it all, but that doesn't happen. And you know, some people said to me, oh, why have you got 2 McCormicks, you know, 2 tractors, you could get rid of one or something. No, because the thing is, that tractor's tied up with that McCormick the whole time, and it doesn't really get used for anything else while it's got the hedge trimmer on it. So lucky I can justify doing that. I just thought I'd stop here. I came along here yesterday and started doing the roadside. Look at this. I'm not sure what this is. Someone's fly tipped a load of garden waste. Look, actually, I wonder if these flipping, it's like root system. Is that the marijuana plants people grow? It smells a bit, I'm not sure. Someone's grown something, haven't they? Look at that. I'm going to kick it about a bit, it might rot down. Always something, isn't there? Someone's always got to do something in the countryside. Oh, look at that, there's a load of gravel in the amongst still. Look, and there's my daffodils. You got to laugh, right? Those daffodils there, and the ones there, those have come from bags of garden waste. And there, look, bags of garden waste that someone dumped along here when I was a teenager. Fly tipping is not a new thing, it's just got worse in recent years, I think. But yeah, I tipped out some garden waste out of bags that someone had dumped there probably 20 years ago, maybe not 30, 20 years ago. And now I look at them, the daffodils growing. If only all garden waste was that nice, or all waste. And usually there's something else horrible. Anyway, we'll have another look at this as well before I go back to Ken. So, this is a hedge I'm trimming, but it's also a hedge that I laid 20 odd years ago. You can just see the horizontals in it there. Some of them are pretty dead now. And if you come up here, you can see the thorn that I replanted in the gaps 20 odd years ago. Look, a few plastic sheaves still on it, but these are all new, and you can see they're all upright. Now the thing about this is interesting if you know about the countryside, is that, so I filled the gaps with quickthorn. The problem then is that, so fine, fantastic, it's filled with gaps because there was no edge there. It all died off. The problem is you've got horizontals going up. Ideally, really, what that needs doing is left to grow on up now till it's probably 7 or 8 foot tall, and then it all wants laying. That would be the ideal world. But the problem is now, I did loads of hedge laying when I was 20 odd, 20 to 30. I was doing loads, and then I took on more responsibility on the farm, and then we bought a hedge trimmer. And do you know, well, that's what takes my time now. So as I was saying, I have to do bits and pieces all the time. The problem is, January and February are my hedge trimming months, which are ideal months for hedge laying. And I find that by the time I finish doing the hedge trimming now, I'm moving on to other things like the chain iron and the fertiliser spreading and stuff. I just don't have the time to do the hedge laying. It's quite frustrating, really. But then the cost of doing that hedge trimming is, if I paid someone now, it cost me thousands. I think it was about £1,000 a year when we were paying someone. So really, but then if you look around most farms, there's not much hedge laying that happens, odd bits here and there. But the reality is those days are sort of gone, really, because everyone's like me, they're all trying to save a few quid and do things themselves and stuff, and there's only so many things you can do. If ever anything's in my life, it's a frustration of time with me. It really is. I would love to do that. I'd love to lay that hedge. I'd love to have a week out here, do a section, but then I'd love to do this. Anyway, how's Ken doing? I got to crack on with this in a minute. Oh, I've even lost the signal now. I don't think he's on yet. Anyway, so let's get on. And I know the signal's a bit iffy here, and if I just move back a bit, I'll probably pick him up. Oh no! Don't tell me I've lost the flipping radio signal as soon as I've... What's going on here? That's really weird. There's no radio 2 at all. Oh my god. Come on, Ken. Give me a break. Can you hear that? What's happened? What's doing that? Oh, flipping heck. No Ken Bruce. I don't know if I can carry on all day. How can I lose Ken Bruce driving here? I'm scared to press the buttons because look, the LCD screen's knackered. I can't actually see where I am on the channel. Right. Oh, I tell you what. Let me just fire up the old Scooby-Doo machine. I'll carry on and do a bit and hope Ken Bruce comes back into play. Maybe he'll just appear when he knows that you've got an audience with the Funky Farmer. Bruce, right. I'm gonna have to press a few buttons. Come on, Ken. Don't let me down, mate. Oh. Oh, flipping heck. Oh. Right. Can you believe that? I drove all the way along here listening to him chatting. I got no chance. Let's turn that off. What happened there then? Is there some interference from UFOs or something? Right. So no Ken Bruce. Talk amongst yourselves while I get on with the hedge trimming then. Popmaster! You ready? Right, that's okay. Right. Oh, I'm trying to do two things at once, hedge trimming and listen to Popmaster. I have no idea what happened there. All I did was press a load more buttons. Right, so what we're doing, we're going to stop for 3 and 10 in a minute. I'm just going to carry on round with this. And then 3 and 10 won't be very long. I know what it's like. He's probably got about 20 seconds of chat and then we're on 3 and 10. Right, I got, believe it or not, when I was doing this yesterday, it was Spandau Ballet and I got all 3 and I've never managed to get 3 and 10 for ages, and then Spandau Ballet came on, boom. Right, let's get on. Final question.
Featured on the 2013 hit single by Taylor Swift.
Oh, it's too modern for me. Right. He's going to be doing 3 and 10 in a minute. The ledge. Right, let's just turn that down a minute. I wonder if I'll lose the signal. Right. Let's see how he goes.
24 points.
24 points.
That's a great score, Joe. Any most days, you know what? You're going through to 3 and 10 anyway.
3 and 10 coming up soon. Of course, you've got to drag this out a bit with a bit of all the hellos and all the goodbyes. And I'm trying to get around that tree. Right.
Love Cats.
Oh no!
Yes.
The Cure, Love Cats, in between days.
Friday on my mind.
Not quite.
Thursday on my mind, I don't know.
Friday, you got the day right. Yeah, but it's
Friday I'm in love.
Friday I'm in love. Yeah, Friday on my mind.
Oh, flipping heck. So did you get that? I didn't time that right. Oh, I got that wrong. I just could at the end of it, and when he said one of the songs, I thought, oh yeah, Secure. So it's Secure, basically. I would have had that. Caterpillar, Love Cats, and In Between Days. Although that's easy now, I've had a little bit of time to think on that. So, Love Cats, right. Love Cats. I bought that single on, I think, on vinyl with a picture disc for my brother for Christmas in about 1984, I think. Right. Check that one, 83, 84. Right, I'm going to crack on. We'll have a little look when we get round the top, alright? Let's go. Oh, do you know what? So many levers in here, I couldn't remember which one was the accelerator. Right, let's just get out. I've been round a few times. You saw me there, I was just bashing off the trash on the ground there, right close to the hedge, because it does creep out from the hedge. Ooh. All the brambles keep growing. Right, so I thought I'm going to stop this. I think when, you know, you see me doing quite a bit of hedge trimming, but I always like to stop and do a bit of explanations of what's on the farm sometimes, and this is a little bit of that. Right, so hedge here, I laid this and filled these gaps in quite a long time ago, and you see the quickthorn that is sort of overshadowed by the trees and that doesn't really grow. It doesn't like being in the shade. So although I filled the gaps, they're not going to really gap up. Right, and this is evolution here, look. Look, this is before I switched to creosote stakes. I was dipping them in old engine oil. So these were replaced probably 5 or 6 years ago. And if you look around this footpath here, look, there's another one there, look, with old engine oil. There's probably a creosoted one. Yeah, I can just see the creosoted ones. Look, there's a creosoted one. So eventually you'll see all creosoted around this farm probably. Right, I just stopped by this stile here because this is the one me and Dad rebuilt 2011. It was all tumbling down, and you see that W+R corner April 2011. So we're going to go along. I'm going to nip over the other side in a minute, and we'll look at the other style and what I'd like to do with that. But in the meantime, I'll also show you a couple of trees here that are planted. And they're actually planted in memory of people. One of them, I think could be that one. Planted in memory of someone from a WI I spoke to. They asked if they could plant a tree. No, I lose track of which tree's which. Oh crikey, look how that's grown. The actual cover's probably be redundant now, isn't it? This is in memory of a chap who went diving and never came back. It's chap, another talk I was speaking to, another group I was speaking to, he came and spoke to me afterwards, and he said about his son went diving and never returned, and there's no gravestone, so they planted a tree here as something to come to. And finally this one here, this is another one in memory of a mate of mine at school called Rich, who died. We planted it with his mum quite a long time ago. I mean, these trees are really grown now, look at them. They filled a gap. There's a natural gap here, and for some reason there was no trees, so we filled the gap. I think that field maple, we planted that, might be just there, that's not a memorial one, that's just planted by me. But there's a gap here filling nicely. These trees are doing really well, aren't they? Look at them. You know, Trust me, don't come to me and ask for a planting memorial tree, because I'm not setting up a memorial woodland. It was just one-offs. But I just thought I'd share that with you. You know, nice thing to do in memory of people, I think, because you can come and see the tree through the seasons and see how it goes. Right, I planted a couple of trees for my dad when he died. Morgan Sweets, they're on the farm as well. Let's get up the other end and we can have a look at the style that I want to do. Right, I'm at the other end of our small bit of wood. We've only got a really small piece out of this whole wood. It's interesting, my great uncle, I think it was, won some money on the horses and bought this field in about 1919. And for some reason Tortworth Estate owns the rest of the fields and the wood behind, but we own this one chunk. So I don't know why that was, because I think Tortworth Estate would own the whole lot, wouldn't he? So we own a bit in the middle, right? So just walk into the woodland. This is one of my favourite come-to spots on the farm, actually. Fantastic having a little bit of woodland. So what we can see here, look, the bluebells are just coming up. Just showing signs. Not really there yet. So if you follow that path down there, that's where the stile was at the other end. And this is the stile at the other end, if you like. Now, originally there would have been some sort of stone pillar there holding that in. You can see the stones are gradually falling out and people are using the side rather than climbing over. And the steps, look. So it's quite attractive like that. Oh Christ, that's all gone as well. Quite attractive like that, but at the end of the day, if I leave it forever like that, it will go. So my thoughts on this are, at some point I'm going to come along here and I want to restore this, build the side up again, either side, have a little platform to climb over and build the pillar up. Because I've seen a few of these styles just go to nothing. It's all very well looking lovely like that, but if you come back in 20 years time, that slab might be on the floor and then there will be no style. But and it's a well-worn footpath. Look at it. Look, all the way through there, people walking. And the interesting thing is, at the moment, I don't know what the Tortworth Estate are doing this side, but they're I think they must be doing a new fence or something. They've pulled out all the brash on there. There was a fence along there. You can see the wire, and they've even pulled that corner one out. So I hope they're going to replace all that and sort out that corner there. And over the side here, this is interesting, over the back there, they've got doggy walking going on, or something like that, where people take their dogs down there to walk. Bit of diversification. And then there's the sheep here. I don't think they've lambed yet. No sign of any lambs out there. And I'm guessing they're grazing on this, which I guess is stubble turnips. I don't know, let me have a look. It's footpath, so I'm allowed out here. It seems to have been grass with, I don't know whether they've done this on purpose. Oh yeah, here we go. Look. Can you see that? I think those are called stubble turnips. Look, they're on they sort of pretty well stick out of the ground. Look, that one's already out of the ground. And it strikes me as that's too much of a coincidence to have that drilled in amongst the grass. So I would have thought that the stubble turnip seed was chucked in with the grass seed and deliberately done for the sheep, because they're on an electric fence along there. They've got a bit of straw over in the ring feeders there, look. Where is it? There it is. That's a big mound of straw there for them. They had feeders on that the other day. But I think the fence is coming this way over these stubble turnips. I guess, let me have a look. Where'd that one go that I pulled? Well, I didn't pull it out, it was already there. The slugs have had a go at it. But these aren't like the turnips you have at home, are they? They're too small. But you probably could eat that. I don't fancy it really, it looks a bit tiddly. But I mean, the fact that they're out of the ground means that the sheep can eat them. Like you can see there's a lot of out of the ground. So if you've got a beet that's in the ground, they're not going to be able to eat it, are they? So these must be a type of variety that will grow quite a bit above the ground, so the sheep can come along and eat off the top. People with sheep out there, you're going to know what you're on about. I don't. But I do know that sheep aren't going to dig down into the ground. They're going to eat the tops off. Ooh, dog walker. Hello. Cheers. There we go. Just had a nice chat about life with that walker. Anyway. Right, let's get going. I can... right, I'm going to keep going on this. I've got a bit more hedge trim to do, and then I'm going to stop down the bottom because we've got a mystery building going up down there. I don't know quite what's going on. Me and the walker, I didn't get his name actually, which is really annoying. He knew me. I think quite a lot of people know me actually. Rightly or wrongly. We were talking about how things have changed around here in development and stuff. I'm sure wherever you live, you watching this, you would have seen development. Once you get to a certain point in your life, you think, my God, what's changed in your life? Right, let's just concentrate on this. I'm setting this up to go. And yeah, so things have changed a lot. And one of the things that's changed mostly is building work around the area. And going on everywhere, and there's a building going up down the bottom of this field. I'm not quite sure what it is, so we'll have a look at that in a bit. It's right down the bottom, just over there. In the meantime, get on with this. So you can just see, if we look over the fence, you just see the top of the digger and some work going on over there, the platform. Before I go home, we're just going to nip round there, I'll have a little look. Sure we won't be doing anything too naughty, having a quick look at that, see what's going on. Because last time I came down here, we were watching combining of maize, I think, or something like that. Or was that when I was Muxford? I can't remember. But this time, it looks like they're building a cattle shed or something. Can't really see. So I haven't got much more to do here. We'll have a look when I'm finished. All right. I just noticed someone else out hedge trimming. It's that time of year. Like you're going to see people. Oh, just gone behind the trees. Typical, isn't it? I was going to zoom over and see if I could film him, and he's just gone behind the trees. But so you've got all hedge trimming in the UK has got to be done by the 28th of February. So what you're going to find is everyone's going to be on a mad panic now to get it all done, and it is a bit of a struggle. It is when you've got things going on the farm all the time, as you know. But yeah, 28th of February, all UK hedge trimming should finish. Right. Get on with this. Oh, I just sneaked past that rotor. We're still going a bit naughty. I can hear some bashing. Maybe that's the other guy's hedge trimmer. Let's just go and have a look. Right, I finished up here. Take this off here. I finished up the hedge trimming out here. That is the other guy's hedge trimmer. I can hear him. I can hear him, but I can't see him. He's over there somewhere. I can hear. He's over there somewhere. There's a hedge trimmer. I can't actually see it. Must be down over the brow. Let's just go and have a look at the. I'll just put this back in here. Go and have a look at the new barn that's going up. Right, just come out to see where the shed is that they're building next to our field. And then you can see what they've started on. They've just really got the foundations in. It won't be long before they start putting up, I think. But they've dug the holes and put in the footings. Very similar to when we had ours done, our shed not that long ago. But they've also gone for a lovely galvanised option. There's no uprights here. They just seem to have the roof trusses and the cross beams. But look, they've actually gone for galvanised, which is what I would have liked to have done if I'd had the money available, because that would mean that that'd be good for years. So that's a good bit of quality steel there with galvanised on it. One span across here. I mean, I'm not sure what the storage is for, but I imagine it could be for hay, or it could be a feed shed or something for, you know, maybe those sheep up there or some beef cattle. But it gives you, this is amazing actually. When you look at it, this gives you a classic example of what I'm dealing with on our field next door with the stone in the ground. Do you remember I said last year about the maize and it was dying because of the lack of moisture, because it was on the stone ridge? Well, it's in line exactly here with the stone. And look at this, look at this. That's the soil they've dug out. I say soil they've dug out of here. And look at it. Look at the stone in it. It's more stone than soil. So no wonder I was struggling with my maize, because it can't get the roots down, and when it's dry, it's got very shallow roots. So I imagine they'll landscape that out when they finish, but they've got the site level. Look, it's quite flat. It's a good area for a shed. No wonder they did it. Up there is a bit more of a slope. Down here, good flat area. So yeah, so I imagine that it might be for straw or something. And if you look over there, there's the sheep I was talking about earlier. They've actually been moved onto those stubble turnips now, and you can see them grazing it. Look, if I zoom in, you can actually see they've moved the fence to allow them to get onto a fresh bit of stubble. Look, they're all on those stubble turnips. They're loving it, aren't they? Look, you can see the bit behind as well grazed off, and they've literally, I saw the blokes doing it, 2 guys actually move the fence, and the sheep move across as they move the fence. So maybe this shed is for straw or even lambing. You don't know. So you do need a base or something for your cattle or your sheep or something to keep everything in. Unless you're Jeremy Clarkson, of course, and you build one of these and then you try and convert it into a restaurant about a year later. I can't see this being a restaurant along here. Right. Anyway, interesting. So if we look at this video again or come back in a year's time when I do the next lot of hedge trimming, we'll see what this is like. In the meantime, you know I always say it, crack on.